On February 12, 1809, in a small one-room cabin on the Sinking Springs Farm in Hardin County, Kentucky, Abraham Lincoln was born. From these humble beginnings, not even a crystal ball could have predicted the impact that this man would eventually have on our great nation. Today, almost 150 years after his death, many of his accomplishments are still relevant, as has been made evident by the recent release of 2 Hollywood movies bearing his name, even though one of those movies was based on completely false allegations of vampire slaying. Lincoln's handling of the greatest military and moral crisis our country has endured, the American Civil War, has solidified him in the hearts of all Americans as one of our greatest political leaders. Lincoln's career in politics, just as his life on this earth, had humble beginnings. With only 1 year of formal education, Lincoln was self-taught through his voracious love for reading and thirst for knowledge. His first political run for a seat in the Illinois General Assembly ended in disappointment, a fact that is hard to believe, knowing what we now know about Mr. Lincoln. He then began to practice law and made quite a reputation for himself as being a formidable adversary in any courtroom. With this reputation, he was able to win a spot in the Illinois House of Representatives, where he then served 4 successive terms. From this point on, Lincoln was a well-known political figure on the national level and had officially begun his journey to the White House. On November 6, 1860, Abraham Lincoln was elected President of the United States, which was a first for the Republican Party at the time. His platform, based mainly on anti-slavery views, made him a very polarizing figure. Unfortunately, his election incited the secession of the southern states and subsequently the start of the American Civil War. However, the Civil War did give Lincoln a chance to solidify himself as a true American hero, and he did exactly that. The Emancipation Proclamation was issued on January 1st, 1863, and stated in short that all slaves in the 10 Confederate states were declared forever free. The infamous Gettysburg Address, the most quoted speech in American history, followed soon after in November 1863. The end of the Civil War came 2 years later as the South formally surrendered at Appomattox Courthouse in Southern Virginia. Many attribute Mr. Lincoln for doing all the right things throughout this wartime era. History tells us, undoubtedly, that Mr. Lincoln was the personification of the American patriot. His intense pride in the Constitution, his support for the progression of American business, and his insistence on stopping the spread of human defamation and racism has solidified him along with the Founding Fathers as American royalty. Mr. Lincoln's humble beginning was certainly no indicator of what he would accomplish during his lifetime.